What if the story we thought had ended was just the beginning? What if Ty Borden never truly left? Fans around the world are buzzing with a shocking question: could Ty return in season 19 of Heartland? The idea sounds impossible, but the clues say otherwise. And if it happens, it will change everything. Ty Borden wasn't just a character. He was the soul of Heartland. From the very first season, we saw him grow from a troubled teen to a loving husband, father, and a man of deep values. His journey wasn't easy, and that's what made him feel so real. He wasn't perfect, but he tried, he grew, and he loved. With his whole heart, his bond with Amy wasn't just romantic, it was something deeper. Something that pulled fans in and made them believe in true love again. But then came season 14, a season that broke the hearts of millions. Ty's unexpected death in the first episode left everyone stunned. It didn't feel real. He had just saved Amy from a dangerous situation. He looked fine. He seemed okay. But the silent killer, a blood clot from the gunshot wound, took his life before anyone could even say goodbye. It wasn't a dramatic farewell. There was no music, no slow motion. Just a quiet end to a character who had given us over a decade of stories. That made it even more painful. It felt like real life, sudden, and fair, unforgettable. For Amy, it was like the world stopped turning. She lost her partner, her safe place, the father of her child. For many episodes, we watched her trying to make sense of the emptiness, not just as a character, but as a human being. She had to learn how to live again without the one person who knew her soul. And for the fans watching at home, her grief wasn't just acting. It was something we felt deep inside because we were grieving too. Season 14 was raw. It didn't rush through the pain. It let us sit in it, cry with it, and try to understand it. And that's what made it powerful, because Heartland has always been more than just a TV show. It's about life, real, messy, beautiful life, but even after Ty's death, his presence never truly left. He was in the memories, the flashbacks, the way Amy would look at a picture, or the way Lindy would ask about her dad. He lived in the silence between the lines, in the empty side of the bed, in the dreams Amy couldn't speak of. Fans noticed it too. They felt it, and they began to ask, could there be more to Ty's story? His death was final, but was it really the end? Some started rewatching older episodes, looking for signs. Others followed interviews with the cast, especially with Graham Wardle, the actor who played Ty, and what they found sparked a wildfire of speculation, because the truth is, the show never completely closed the door. And where there's a door slightly open, there's always a chance for a return, no matter how unexpected. The question now is, was Ty's story written off for good? Or is Heartland preparing to give fans the surprise of a lifetime? After Ty Borden's tragic death, most fans accepted what the writers gave us, at least on the surface. But deep down, something didn't sit right. Many began to wonder, what if this wasn't the end? What if there's a twist coming that nobody saw coming? It sounds crazy at first, but when you really look closely at the last few seasons and listen to what's been said in real life, you start to feel it. There's a spark of possibility, and where there's a spark, there might be fire. One of the biggest sources of hope comes from Graham Wardle himself. As the actor who played Ty, his sudden departure shocked everyone. But what's interesting is that he didn't leave with any hard feelings. In fact, he stayed close with the Heartland team, even appearing in behind-the-scenes interviews and podcasts. In one interview, he even said, "You never know what the future holds," when asked about a possible return. That one sentence, just 7 words, set off a wave of speculation across fan groups and forums. Could that have been a hint? Or was it just Graham trying to leave the door open for fun? Then there are the dream theories. Some fans believe Ty never died at all. That maybe what we saw wasn't real, but a dream or a vision. They point to how the scene of Ty's death was strangely quiet to quiet. Almost like it wasn't grounded in reality. Others noticed how Amy never had a proper goodbye with him, no final conversation, no closure. In storytelling, that's unusual. When a main character dies, especially one as loved as Ty, there's usually a strong emotional ending, but with Ty, it just faded out. That led fans to believe that maybe, just maybe, the story isn't over. Another theory, flashbacks, many are convinced that season 19 will use flashbacks to bring Ty back. We've seen shows do this before, bring back a beloved character in past scenes, letters, dreams, or even old videos. Imagine Amy finding a video message from Ty that was never seen before, or a letter he wrote before he died. That would be emotional, powerful, and a perfect way to let the character return, even if just for a moment. But there's one more theory. The boldest of them all. Ty didn't die. That's right, some fans believe it was all a cover-up, a twist waiting to be revealed. In this theory, Ty was rushed to a special medical facility after collapsing, and the family was told to keep it quiet for his protection. Maybe there was a threat, something dangerous, and he had to disappear to protect Amy and Lindy. It sounds like a plot from a movie, but Heartland has surprised us before. And imagine the shock if Ty just walked back into the ranch one day, alive. It would break the internet. Now, let's be honest, some of these theories are a bit far-fetched. But that's what fans do. They hope, they imagine, they dream. Because for many, Ty Borden isn't just a TV character. He represents healing, love, and second chances. And in a world that can be dark, those are things worth holding on to. What adds even more fuel to these theories is how season 18 ended. Some fans noticed strange pattern scenes that seem to hint at something deeper coming. Amy talking more to herself, Lindy asking bigger questions. Shadows from the past returning. It felt like the show was preparing us for something or someone. Could season 19 be leading up to the return of Ty Borden in some form? Maybe not as a full-time character, but as a memory, a message, or even a vision that helps Amy on her next chapter. Whatever it is, the theories are growing louder. And the fans are ready for a return they never thought possible. Amy Fleming has always been the heart of Heartland. From the very beginning, we watched her grow up, face challenges, and become a strong, independent woman. But when Ty died, everything changed. Her life was torn apart. The love of her life, the person she built her world with, was gone. And for a long time, Amy didn't know how to move forward. It wasn't just about losing a partner. She lost her best friend, her future, her safe place. But Amy didn't give up. Season by season, we watched her rebuild, not just the ranch, but her entire life. It wasn't quick, it wasn't easy, and it didn't happen without pain. But slowly, she began to find strength in herself. She turned her focus to Lindy, to the horses, and to helping others. She started showing the kind of strength Ty always saw in her, even when she couldn't see it herself. And through that pain, she found something new. Purpose. Now, with season 19 approaching, Amy stands at a powerful crossroads. She's no longer the same person she was when Ty was alive. She's older, wiser, stronger, but deep down, a part of her still belongs to Ty. That bond doesn't break, even with time. And that's what makes the idea of Ty's return so powerful, not just for fans, but for Amy's story. Imagine what it would mean for her. Even if Ty doesn't come back in the flesh, the idea of him returning through dreams, letters, or even spiritual moments could unlock something deep inside her. Amy has been focused on survival since Ty's death, keeping it together for her daughter, for the ranch, and for herself. But maybe now she's ready for something more, something beyond just coping. Maybe she's ready to heal completely. Asterisk, what if Ty's presence returns to guide her, not to pull her back, but to help her move forward with a full heart? Asterisk, Amy's journey could take a beautiful new turn. She might decide to build something new in Ty's honor, a sanctuary for horses and people healing from loss. Something that reflects their shared dream. A place where people come not just to ride, but to reconnect with life. She could involve Lindy too, showing her daughter how to turn pain into purpose. Asterisk, and through that journey, Amy would still be with Ty, not physically, but spiritually, emotionally, through the legacy they built together. Asterisk, season 19 might be about second chances. Not just in love, but in life, and maybe, just maybe, Amy will find a new kind of peace. Not by forgetting Ty, but by embracing everything he gave her. His strength, his love, his quiet way of always believing in her. That belief could be what helps her take the next big step in life. Asterisk, and think about the impact that would have on Lindy. Asterisk, she never got the chance to really know her father. But through Amy's new journey, through the stories, the videos, the dreams, she could discover who he was, what he stood for, and what he left behind. That could become a powerful part of Lindy's growth, shaping her future just as Ty shaped Amy's. Asterisk, Heartland has always been about more than just horses. It's about family, love, and healing. And Amy's journey with Ty doesn't have to end with his death. It can transform into something deeper, something eternal. Asterisk, in the end, whether Ty returns in a physical way or through memories, Amy's story is far from over. It's evolving. And if season 19 gives us even a glimpse of that connection again, fans around the world will feel it, because some bonds never die. Asterisk. If Heartland has taught us anything over the years, it's that no story is ever truly over, not when it comes to love, family, or healing. That's why so many fans believe that Ty Borden's return doesn't have to follow the rules of reality. It just has to feel true to the heart of the show. So what are the ways Heartland could bring Ty back in season 19 while still respecting the story that's already been told? Asterisk, one powerful possibility is through dreams. Amy has carried so much grief inside her. But what if, in season 19, she starts to have vivid dreams of Ty, not just as memories, but as messages? Scenes where he speaks to her, helps her, even smiles the way only he could. These dream moments wouldn't just give fans a chance to see Ty again. They would help Amy unlock emotions she's hidden for too long. A dream could give her closure, or direction, or comfort. And for us watching, it would be like catching our breath after holding it for seasons. Asterisk, another idea. Unseen moments from the past. Asterisk, what if Amy finds an old video on Ty's phone? Or a voice recording he made for Lindy before she was born? A message about love, about life, about never giving up. Imagine the impact of hearing his voice again, not just for Amy, but for viewers too. These could be actual recordings or scenes filmed in flashback, showing Ty preparing for fatherhood or saying the things he never got a chance to say. These moments could be placed throughout the season like emotional treasures, each one unlocking another piece of Amy's journey forward. Asterisk, and there's another option, spiritual presence. Asterisk, Heartland has always respected the deep emotional connections between people and nature. So what if Ty returns not as a ghost, but as a feeling? A presence Amy senses when she's alone at the barn. A sudden breeze, a whisper in the wind, a horse that reacts to something unseen. These quiet, mysterious moments could show us that love doesn't end. It transforms. It becomes part of the world around us. For a show like Heartland, which respects both emotion and the unspoken, this would be a beautiful way to bring Ty back without rewriting what's already happened. Asterisk, some fans have taken the idea even further with a full alternate reality episode. Asterisk, imagine a special episode where Amy wakes up in a world where Ty never died. Maybe it's a dream, maybe a vision, or maybe a moment of deep emotional healing. In this episode, we could see what life would have been like. Ty and Amy raising Lindy together, working on the ranch, laughing again. It would be bittersweet, yes, but also healing. Because it would give us, just for a moment, the chance to say goodbye properly. Or maybe even, hello again, asterisk, and finally. There's always the boldest move of all. Ty didn't die. Asterisk, we've talked about it before. But what if the writers have been holding on to the biggest twist in Heartland history? That Ty didn't die, but went into hiding for a reason, maybe due to danger, or witness protection, or a medical condition we didn't fully understand. It would take careful writing to make this feel believable, but in TV history, we've seen bigger surprises pulled off. And if there's one character worth making such a return for, it's Ty Borden. Asterisk, of course, no matter how it happens, what matters most is that it feels right for the story and the characters. Fans don't just want shock value. They want meaning, emotion, a return that brings peace not just to Amy, but to the audience who has walked this journey with her for nearly 2 decades. Asterisk, season 19 is a chance to honor Ty's legacy in a way that moves the story forward, while still holding space for the past. And even if he doesn't return in body, his spirit can still be present, guiding Amy, comforting Lindy, and reminding us all that real love never truly ends. It just changes form. Asterisk, so whether through a letter, a dream, or a moment of silence at the edge of the ranch, Ty's story can continue. And Amy's journey can finally come full circle, not in grief, but in growth. In healing, in hope. Asterisk, Ty Borden may be gone, but he's never truly left Heartland. His love, his values, and his memories still ride through every inch of that ranch. In the quiet morning light, in the way Amy looks at the horizon, in Lindy's laughter. He is there, always. Asterisk, season 19 isn't just another chapter. It's a chance to reconnect with the parts of the story we thought were over. A chance for Amy to find something more than healing, maybe even peace. And for fans around the world, it's the moment we've been waiting for, the moment where the past and future meet, where love, even through loss, finds a new way to live on. Asterisk, whether Ty returns through dreams, memories, or something more, one thing is clear: his story isn't finished. And neither is Amy's. In fact, this might just be the beginning of something we never expected, but always hoped for. Asterisk, because in Heartland, love doesn't end. It evolves, it grows, it stays. Asterisk, and maybe, just maybe, Ty Borden is ready to come home. Asterisk, not to change the past, asterisk, but to help shape the future.